ready.
Okay, talent to the front of the...
Single block, day 2. Let's roll it.
Okay, here we go.
Ready.
Well, hello, ice fans, and welcome back to day 2 of the 2020 World Ice Art Championships single block competition. We're broadcasting once again live from the Tanana Valley State Fairgrounds in Fairbanks, Alaska. I'm Steve Iverson.
Nancy Durham.
And we have with us today
Asanga.
And Asanga is a judge. So we have the privilege of having Mr. Asanga accompanying us around and giving us some pointers on how judging is, what the judges look for. And so with that, let's just get started. We'll start with here at Site 1.
Site 1.
Jacob Harding. He is carving Grin and Barrett.
Grin and Barrett.
So this is the piece. Oh, that must be the piece over there.
Yes, it's a.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I see. I see.
And this is Jacob's second carving in this competition. He did the LSU's carving in this double block, and he's a regular competitor here.
Okay.
We just missed him. He was here a minute ago.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can see he's just working on a big block, and he has a lot of construction going on at the end. So he's looking for a lot of degree of difficulty, I can see. And yeah, that this stage, we don't know where his design come from. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of connectivity, and so a lot of skills needed to see the balance and the degree of difficulty. So very exciting to see how he's going to be finished.
So it's difficult to tell how he's going to place the pieces at this point, though, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the magic, yeah. So each sculptors have their own way of putting together at the end. Gonna hold their proportionally they put up. No, that's what we open to look for at the end. But
so,
you can see all the other skill work is going there. So the creativity.
Yeah, the smaller piece looks fairly polished.
It's very polished, and so he's just well ahead with the time, I think. So he just need the big piece to come up.
Yep. So they're allowed to have machine assistants. Does that affect judging?
No, I think in this competition you need the machine assistance, yeah, because it's a lot of physical work and the logistic you have to move before it's come to the creativity, and it's a lot of work, and that's why they allow. So it doesn't affect for the judging.
Yeah, we the consideration we gave it was that we were worried that as the competitors age, that it could be dangerous. You know, the ice is very heavy.
Very heavy. That's correct. Yeah.
So moving on to Site 2, we have Steve Rice with 50/50 and 20/20. Steve also is a member. He's harvested ice for this competition.
I think we have all harvested ice for this competition. I was even towing a few blocks with my truck before the drive line started. Well, Universal went out on the drive line. We all pulled together to try to get all the resources that are needed to put this on.
Exactly, 50 after 50.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any questions, or you just want to go?
I don't have questions.
Yes.
So how does height figure in? Is that considered a level of difficulty or composition?
No, I think it is the way art is going to be visualized his piece at the first place. Degree of difficulty doesn't come only with the height. I think it is the techniques he's going to use to balance the piece and the materials, the weight, and the compositions. Yeah, some people like the height, some people like the spread. So
yes.
The picture. So it doesn't matter. So when it is come with the first impression for the judges, when you come, you can see the degree of difficulty there if it is. So yeah, it's exciting to see how it's going to be turned up.
Have you carved ice yourself?
Yes, this is what I'm doing for a living. Yeah, sculpting ice for last 20 years. Yeah. So we carved ice. Nothing. This going to be do more commercially. We make the man-made ice.
So this is Site 3, Heather Bryce. Hello, Heather.
And Heather's piece is called On Guard.
Yeah.
So it looks like a
She's
seahorse.
well ahead. I can see her. There's well ahead.
She's all,
I know. Never enough always time. So now you can see it. It is well balanced. It's coming. She got so many supports. I think so. Joints wise, she has done quite a lot.
Yeah.
So she can spend the time on the fine details. So you can see.
Well, she's known for her quickness. She,
Yes.
boy, she roughs it out really quick.
and Heather's a 9-time champion.
And it looks like she's chosen to use pretty much the block in
Frame.
without any joints.
Yeah. You can see there are some joints going on here, and you can see the degree of difficulty with judging. You can see the neck turn.
Yeah.
Can have this support. That's what we will find a lot of add in a certain area without breaking the flow of the sculpture.
Yes.
So sometimes if you just focus only on the degree of difficulties, you may have a chance to lose the flow and the proportion of the sculpture. So you need to have the balance of each category. So if you cleverly look at the category. So I think we've been told to all the carvers to pay attention for the criteria. So when you design, so you won't miss anything. Because when the judges come to judges, so they're going
You
to
get those points.
Points, yeah.
Yeah.
We have kind of a give and take a system. Give 10 and start taking away
Yeah, yeah.
few points by points.
Are there any requirements or specifications for ice carving?
I mean for the artists.
Yes.
No, you need to have the passion at the first place. I think that's the main thing. Some people find this is crazy. You come in minus 34 and just have the war with the chainsaw and struggling, but it's a passion. And if you like, and you're gonna start learning looking at others and always just picking the good points and good tips and making it. It is I think I myself starting from a hospitality industry, so then turn into the ice sculptor. And his path never been perfect. It's always patchwork to be carried out. You know, you always learn new techniques from the other sculptors. So this is like a haven for ice sculptors, I think. So
Yeah,
you all
yeah.
look for each other and picking up something.
And we're at site 4 now with
Junichi Nakamura.
Waiting for Prey.
Yeah.
He-
So I'm sure you've probably seen Junichi's prior work.
Oh yeah, who's not seen Junichi? Yeah. So it's good with Junichi's experience and the others come and pick up. And so let me put it this way: I'm like everybody can't be a great sculptor, but great sculptors can come from anywhere.
Yes.
So at any time. So this is going to be a good place for the new sculptors to come and very quickly pick up the skills, and they will be turn up an amazing piece here.
That's true. I've heard that said that sculptors have encouraged everybody to try it because you just never know
Yeah.
where the talent is going to come from.
And the way how you visualize your piece within the block or out of the box, this is depend. This is their own imagination. We have to let it go.
Yeah.
So then only.
At site 5, we have Brian Tater Edwards with the Goddess of China. Have you ever competed in the World Ice Art Competition?
Yeah, I did a few competitions in northern Russia. Yeah, they are quite tough, but not the block, the depth of the block like we have here. So they are like 2 meter by 2 meter by about 70 centimeter blocks. Yeah, we carve with Junichi next to other. Junichi won the first, I won the second. Yeah. So and Salek card is kind of the same temperature here. It's close to Arctic Circle. Quite a few. It's not that many like Junichi. So, but we do a lot of sculpting. That's what we're doing for living here. So.
Well, it looked like Tater's piece is coming along.
Yeah, Tater traveled early to Fairbanks to help with the ice park.
Big volunteer, you know, he's
Yes.
done a lot of work here.
He did a lot of volunteering, and now he's competing.
Well, he's competed in every event.
It's amazing how much time and the quick decision has to be made when you're in this kind of atmosphere. The weather and the cracks and the sticking of the ice. You have to make a lot of quick decisions. You design a drawing, you come, and what you're getting within the block, so then you have to make quick decisions. So that's very important how the sculptor is applying that without breaking that main drawing. So it's still sticking to the main idea without changing, and it is the beauty of this place. So the weather changed, so you had to pull back, you had to have time management. It's a big process, yeah.
Yeah.
So here at Site 7, we have Kevin Laughlin with Bloomin' Beauty.
Kevin is one of our key ice harvesters. He helps saw these blocks out of the pond that we harvest them from.
So he was harvesting.
He's a sawyer. Pretty. We're doing good. How are you doing, Kevin?
How are you doing? You're nearly there? Nearly there?
I didn't even cut my block until this morning.
No, no.
I drew on it, but that was about it.
You know, I came by here yesterday and there was just this big block there. We had to explain, well, he's still working on it. He's thinking about
I'm
it.
thinking about it.
Yeah, that's what we just said. There's the time management, so you just plan.
Yeah. Well, you've come a long way for one day.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. This is a tribute to my mother-in-law. She passed away this year, and we got some pictures of her.
Well, I'm so sorry for your loss.
Well, thank you, but she enjoyed all this, and she loved hummingbirds and flowers. So that's where I'm at.
All right.
Thank you very much. Awesome. I'm going back to work.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks. So we have to cross the way here. And we call this the magic corner down here. This is James Stugart. He's our philosophical carver.
He is. I've noticed from his the 4-man and the 2-man. That's the beauty now. This is so first of all, it's very important what artists want to tell. So that is their language. It is universal. So people will understand. That's very important. It's trying to say it's very philosophical. That's very interesting to see his faces and
Yes. The heart, the mind, and the stomach.
yeah, amazing.
So Site 8, James Stugart with Body Wisdom.
He was
Yeah,
telling
this
us
is his
yesterday about we were talking about how most of the human body is actually foreign organisms like bacteria, that human beings are just vessels to carry these bacteria around and feed them.
Yeah, I'm that's what we were talking about with the judges, me and myself, the dean, who is a sculptor as well. This is like a meditation for us to see ourselves.
Yes.
Just to come out from your body and see how you behave. So
Yes.
you plan yourself just to step back and see. It is the sculptor's working. So we will be in the same place when we're sculpting. It's exactly so. It is beautiful how different way of everybody trying to achieve the same thing. So it's got a powerful universal language.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your favorite piece so far? Multi-block and double block.
You're asking me this obvious question, and who's going to be disappointed? A lot of sculptors have said. So, if I'm being brutally honest, how we did it, and we had a chat with few judges as well about that. We go individually to each sculpture. So I tried to go at a time for each category to trying to erase the mind of for the judgment purpose wise. If you ask what is my favorite, there are quite a few actually. So it is going to be really pick up. Because of the judgment points, then we trying to, when you go back to the category of each criteria, so trying to erase the other, not to affect, so we're judging on difficulty, so we're judging on degree of difficulty, so that we know we're not going to be judged, it's not going to be affect our first impression or his creativity. For example, the creativity is amazing here, so his idea and things. So then when we judge the degree of difficulty, we need to come at this different way. So my favorite, quite a few actually, I just pick up the dancers and the left. And one of my favorite things was Steve Rice, the symmetry is multi-block piece. Yeah. It's
yes.
Picturesque. If you notice
center,
in the night,
heart of the universe. Is that what?
Heart of the universe also, of course, is one of the reasoning nicest
The
things.
cemetery.
Yeah, the cemetery.
Oh,
Cemetery was, graveyard was. I know there is, he spread it out well.
Yes.
So he spread it out. It's very picturesque when you put it
yes.
out. You see how each artist, different artist design. It's amazing to see. We cannot tell unless it's coming out.
That is one of the traits of Steve Bryce's pieces is that he likes to tell a story.
That's the thing, yeah.
So we're at Steve Dean at Site 6, and his title is Captivating.
Captivating, wow, that's okay. Yeah, we can see the stories coming out slowly, yeah.
Last year in this single block, he did a piece of a, what was it, the dog, what type of dog was it? It was a wolfhound? No.
Cocker Spaniel?
Was it a spaniel? No, it was larger than that, much larger. Anyway, it was his dog. So. And it was just, all of the fur was really...
Yes, it's amazing to see, like craftsmanship. Some people choose to make diamonds. It's a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
You stick around and pay attention for each line and make a diamond. It's going to make a big effect on everybody. Somebody trying to make a big jewelry. So it depends. It's very hard to say unless they finish and when the presentation comes. So
yeah.
after their presentation.
Steve likes carve.
I start judging when I see. Yes. I said, no, come on, don't come.
Steve likes carving into ice because it is 7 times faster than other mediums.
That's a good one, yeah. Because you become your expert without knowing. So because you get to give the mistakes and fix it up and quickly make the quick decisions and get to make your sculpture again and again. Make within a very limited period of time. Become a master. So you have no time for mistakes.
So we're moving on to Site 10. Bradley goes.
Yeah, I can never pronounce his name.
Grotzkowicz.
Grotzkowicz?
Rapid Embrace.
Rapid Embrace.
And he's won first place in the 2014 multi-block with Heavy Duty Dream.
Yeah.
So he knows what is he doing. So he's everybody's master in their piece. So what we're looking at is what is the presentation. So then first impressions, and we can start going and taking out point by point a little to make it tricky for us.
So can you give us some more information on the different tools and techniques that they use?
Yeah, so you can see everybody now. This is the modern era. Everybody use a lot of power tools being carved, but you can see when you have the finished pieces, you can see some of the textures. Some of the textures they use in chisels and chipping. Some you can see in the Junichis one. So you have smooth one and the texture. So you need to have the combination with both, I think, to achieve something nice. So the polishing and clean cut, like you can see the sharpened one. And it's also how you using to manage your time, I think.
Yes.
So it is, if it is an experienced sculptor, you can see he's well organized with his physical strength to use at the first day and to organize the logistic, and then you can have crack on with your creativity with using the less amount of energy. So it is, so when you do more, you're going to understand the flow. You can see somebody struggling with the braces. It will speak. It will speak.
I noticed that some, they start with power tools in the beginning to rough it out, but then others, they use a, what is it, a pickle fork? The chisel. Pickle fork.
Yeah.
And they just remove just hundreds of pounds of ice with that.
From that. That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. Because I sculpted in northern Russia, so some of the, like Yakutia, in northern part of Russia, they don't have that many power tools. The biggest power tool they have is that chainsaw.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of different chisels, and so they take hundreds of ice from that. Yeah.
But I noticed that when I come out each night, I watch some of these pieces develop, and I noticed that the power tools are used mostly for the smooth curves.
That's correct.
But you cannot achieve that these diamond-like facets without a very sharp chisel.
Diamond, so it's very, and it will speak very fast within the eyes. That shyness and that straight line you can achieve from the chisels, and that's important. It's amazing how the contrast then they build up.
So we're at Site 12 watching David Smith with his piece called Fair Warning. And then we're going to move on to Site 13 with TJ Neary, and his piece is Martian MC.
Yes.
That looks
So
pretty...
TJ, he did the double block for Poseidon's Valkyrie with his partner David Smith. So they were partners in double block, and now they're next to each other for single block.
So that's it, guys. When you work with the double blocks, you guys one is taking a lead or understand and following and supporting. When you take the single, so then you become your own master, and this is give you a room to make your decisions very independently.
Yeah.
Within a piece. I think it would have been nice this year. You start with the multi-block, then the two block. Finally, you come to the second. It will have a good balance. Then finally, you have much room for the independent decision of your own piece.
Yes, that was kind of an experiment this year. We weren't sure how it was going to turn out, but it seems to have turned out pretty well.
This is really a good one, yeah. So you learn the process as well as a teamwork from the beginning. How much you need to respect to each other, time and get it going with the energy. To somebody has to lead that, push it to get going.
So we're at Site 9, Jeff Kaiser for Captured. And Jeff's this is his 6th trip to the World Ice Art Championship. He was out here working earlier on the chains, which I don't see.
I'm freezing.
Now,
my
for
face
these
is
pieces,
freezing.
are there, like this piece, would there be a center of gravity that they have to worry about when they're leaving openings like that?
No, so I think he has done a lot of cuts. I don't know what they're gonna do with the bottom. So this is very interesting to see at the end how they're gonna present it. Maybe how much ice he's gonna take it. I can see. Yeah, oh, we got the drawing. Yeah, we got. He got a lot of fine details. He has to become.
Yes, it looks like
so the chains and yeah, the
chains.
calculator,
Yeah, it looks like he's cut. Already started
he
cutting
did
the
a lot
links
of,
from the chains.
So it's gonna be interesting to see how you're gonna be put together. And yeah, it's amazing. He's trying to stick within the block and add little fine details.
So we're going to move on to site 14 to go see Jeffrey Wolf's piece.
How we doing?
Piece.
Battery's down at 20 minutes. Hey, can't talk to you. You gotta laugh. Get out of here.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, this is look like the 2 block with the Latvian Thames.
And he's up there working.
Yeah. So it's exactly the same thing. The team members now participate in
Competing next to each other.
each other. Yeah, you can see they're really into that now. So one more day to go.
Yes, the competition ends at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. So they have until that time to get everything done.
About 24 hours, yeah.
So for our online audience, don't forget the final countdown tomorrow night. We will begin the show at 9 o'clock. I'm 8 o'clock, I'm sorry.
8 o'clock.
And we'll try to run through the whole hour. It should be warm enough to keep our equipment working. So.
And over here next door is site 15. Max Paskowski World Wide Web. And his web is coming together really nice. That's a lot of detailed work trying to get all those pieces out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see.
Got it.
What's the...
So he got lots cutting off. It's got fragile piece he chose. So he's trying to show a lot of fragile thing area. So he got quite a way to go, I think. About 24 hours, I think he knows what he do.
They're out here till really late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you can see different sculptors use different way of achieving. So some of the sculptors like to work in the night. So it's quiet, and they keep going quite long time till midnight, sometimes 1 o'clock.
They have told me that the problem has been that at night it gets really cold and then the ice starts talking.
That's the thing. That's the thing, yeah.
And you have to be very careful then.
And we already lost one sculptor, Larry Moan. His piece broke today, so that's sad to hear.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to site 17 to go check out Dean Damaris and his title pieces of Wolf and Man. So we're going to go see what that looks like and how far that's coming
And
along.
Dean Damaris is another boot camp volunteer, helped build the park.
Which has a lot of activities for kids, adults alike. You can play chess,
Yeah, with it. They made a lot of
table
games.
tennis, ping pong, all kinds. Table shuffleboard and ping pong.
Yeah.
Slides, an ice skating rink. Lots to do. So Dean's out here working. Oh, I'm sorry. Look, you can see the wolf.
Very well, sir, yeah. So I can see Dean is... Yeah, it's nice to see. So he's enjoying that. see. That's why he's concentrating on the details. So it's going to be very interesting piece to see how the texture is going to come out. And it's mythical and the human form both. So what we're looking at is the good anatomy and the proportions.
And Dean was telling us he's lost in the hairs right now trying to get these details. So Deaton came up with his title today.
There have been quite a few title changes this event.
Yeah, we didn't have titles for some of them, and they're all coming along.
That's the tricky with artists. They're never specific on that. So they change. Some people they change. This is very tricky. So when it's come to the competition, we are trying to encourage them to pay attention for the criteria, because it is a critical part and hard part when you come to the judgment. Because if they change, if you pay attention for the criteria, so they know to decide by which area. Thank you. Which area you can hit by tick all the boxes.
Yeah, right.
So we're moving to go check out site 18.
This is very difficult to judge an artist, because I was telling as an example. So no singers will participate competition in the world. Once you become a singer, you have your own audience, you have your own fan base. You are a singer.
Yeah.
So they participate only when they are apprentice. They participate competition. Like artists, it's very hard to judge. So, but then we have to put up a criteria. Say we're going to be judged by this one.
So
they
site.
got a list this year then, like criteria list.
Yeah. And we were doing things from the multi-block phase. We are giving the judging score. Of course, without not big judges one. So, so they know how they have been scored. So they have a copy of that.
Oh,
so
yeah,
without
okay.
the judge's name. So they have each judge's. Otherwise, they don't going to be like us.
So at site 18, we have Oksana Grabanova. Her piece is titled Aladdin.
Oh.
And next, and she's working right now.
Yeah, I can see it's a bit of a small little face.
And directly across from her is site 19, Eugenie Gravano, which surrendered. Is he polishing?
So exactly what we were talking earlier, you can see he's using a very little chisel to get the depth. It's a little weak chisel. So you're going to replicate the beak. Yeah, it's amazing. Sometimes I think small piece like this still can show a lot of degree of difficulty, proportions, and creativity, details, how they're going to turn and twist around. So it is amazing. If you work around well with it, doesn't matter the size actually. If you have the block, you can use it. So I think we didn't say about the criteria. You have to use all the area of the all the materials which is available. So you have so they have a 7 category. So it could be how you're going to present at the end. There's a lot of preparation going on here. You can see we don't know what is going to be yet to come.
So both of these sites, 18 and 19, they're from Russia.
Okay.
And they're used to working minus 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Or they have temperatures at minus 76. I sure hope they're not working in those temperatures.
At least we have better lights this year.
Yeah.
We switched to all LED lighting and they're a lot brighter.
Yeah.
So we're going to go check out Site 20.
Single block, day 2. Let's roll it.
This whole area, and I didn't lose signal once.
Okay.
Good. We're live. Here because there was no electricity.
Single block, day
But
2.
we
Let's
got
roll
from
it.
the fairgrounds and Ice-Alaska. You what?
Alive, we lost it. Never mind. I'm being lied to again.
We're having a little bit of technical
okay.
difficulties here.
We, in other words, we got the funding together and put all this electricity in. We buried all the electrical cables and
Cables.
put in these power boxes, and so now we can use this area back here.
So we're out back here by Site 20, Stuart Grayson, Kung Fu Mantis. Yeah. Which his piece is developing very nicely. You see a lot more details. He's cleaning off some of that so he could do more detail work.
Oh, I like the texture on
I
that.
like the texture, yeah. So the insects are very interesting to replicate when you have to visual the textures, how they're gonna get. It's a lot of texture and the contrast
Yeah.
has to go to bring it up.
I remember years ago, it seemed like everyone used heat, torches to make the ice very clear. The problem was is that the sculpture disappeared.
I know. Structure disappeared and sometimes the cracks, you know.
Yeah.
So they that's why I personally appreciate if they use the tools to make it shiner. So you have to use the heat at some point, but not depend only on the heat, because it could be collapse the whole sculpture as well.
Yeah.
And meantime, so if you're trying to achieve from tools, so this is much more respectable.
And
I actually prefer the satin finish
Yeah,
because you can see so much more detail.
that's correct. If it is too much clear and it is too transparent, so you won't identify the details. You need to have some areas. You need to have a bit of a balance.
Yeah.
especially for us fans who like to take pictures of these sculptures, when they're cleared, it's hard to get those
Hard to get
details.
that detail. When they covered with the snow, you can get all the details. So that's absolutely right. That's what you can see in some of the Steve sculptures. He do a lot of contrast with polishing.
And right next door, we have site 21, Brian Connors, and his title piece is Be Cool.
Be cool. It's got a nice title. Yeah. Be cool.
Brian sculpts, go ahead, he sculpts 364 days a year.
And you can see it's choose a very presume he's gonna have a lot of degree of difficulty within the flower and the bee. So and it's gonna be very interesting to see how we're gonna be pull it out at the end. There's a lot of work going on. There's a lot of texture and lots of details.
Looks like he has some wings in the back.
Yeah, and you can see he's been cut off, so he's
So if you wasn't with us earlier when we were live streaming, they attach pieces using water, which they call their glue, to get these pieces together, which is really interesting.
Yeah, because ice doesn't like anything else other than water. And ice behaves very different in a different temperature. So that's the powerful thing about this material. If you bring minus 20 ice into minus 30, it's totally behave very crucial way, and it doesn't like it react very crucially. So the artist has to understand the material very well, and treat it with the tools what they're using. And yeah, this is the most interesting thing about. That's why they fly all the way from long distance, spending a lot of money for the ticket, because to play with this Arctic diamond. So, it is actually it's a very valuable material. When you bring it, the amount of time and things goes to bring it out from the harvest from the pond.
Yes,
It's a
it takes
long
a lot of
process.
energy.
It's a big process, and it's been really valuable.
And in more tropical places where they make their own ice, some of the carvers were saying that it takes just as much energy because they have to run refrigerators.
Yeah, we do. That's what we do. We make our own ice. We run refrigerations. It's either way, it's going to cost money. So that's what we said. Ice is not a cheap material. I'm trying to say to everybody, it is one of the most valuable thing, and it's universally correct. It is the most. Yeah.
So we have nobody working on site
It seems like they lost the power.
23. This is Nolfin. Oh, I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah, and we haven't got the title.
And we don't have a title for his piece. But we do see there's a piece here right now.
Vieslav. Milton Vieslav.
Ah.
Okay, you spell it really good. So you have a good experience of spelling, pronouncing their names. Seems like he lost the power, I think.
I don't know.
Directly behind him, Ray Lucer. Nope, not sorry. Let me get that right. Victor
Yeah.
Korchets. Polar Attraction is the title of this piece. Hi, Victor.
Hello, Victor. That's okay. You're trying to speak out with this piece, yeah. So that's his communication. You see one of the tools they're using with this is, so it's got the texture and it doesn't break the ice. It doesn't put too much pressure. It's spread out when you're trying to chisel it out.
Now see, he's using a chisel where I've seen other artists use the power tool.
That's correct. As I said, so I've just noticed in northern part of the Europe, they all use a lot of hand tools. They prefer that.
We're gonna go see what's going on at Site 26. In Tanana is sculpting a piece titled, and he's right around the corner. When you come out, there's all the pieces together, so you'll see multi-block, double block, and single block side by side.
Yeah. So that's a good thing, yeah. I think they save a lot of energy by not moving their tools and everything after the double block. 26, Vincent, yeah.
And he was on the 2020 double block team. Who are you?
Which we see in the background. The Lewis Carroll theme.
So you can see a lot of construction going on, so he reached quite a lot of heights. Yeah.
So he's working on, it looks like a second wing there.
Second wing, yeah, he's working on the second wing, and I think he has to go for the more details on the man body. I think he's yeah, the work-wise is in the right speed if we finish it up the final detail tomorrow. That's a crucial part. Everybody gonna rush.
Yeah.
So to be relaxed and leave for the last, which is never happened in most cases.
We do have a couple of artists that finish early.
Yeah, we do have always, and everybody trying to achieve that, but it's keep going. Yeah, it's quite natural for sculptors to be satisfied at
Yeah.
some stage. So it is an art. It's just not a piece. So to make a line and say, okay, no, I'm done. So that's the thing you need to develop, which is a very difficult thing because they're emotionally connected with the piece. It is keep going.
Yeah.
So moving on to site 28. We're gonna go see what's going on. This
There's quite a
piece,
few people in the park tonight. This is a Saturday night, so the parking lot is full, and so is the park. If you haven't come out yet, this would be a good time to do it because there's still artists on the grounds and work in progress, and yet there are a lot of beautiful pieces here.
so this is Bear Pygmitov,
Yeah.
and his title is Eagle Hunt.
And he is using what we call the pickle
That's
fuller.
exactly, yeah. So you can see that he has achieved quite a lot by using the manual tools. It is dependent on the sculptor what they're comfortable to use at. See, the eyes need sharp tools. You can imagine if you have a blunt tool, how much pressure is going to be put into the wind and it could be collapsed. So eyes need the sharpest tool in the world. You need the razor sharp, blade sharp tools too, because otherwise it could be had if it is not sharp. You can.
And it also seems to produce that very jewel-like transparent
Transparency.
surface.
And it just feels better. It's a very addictive material once you get into the ice to carve. It's very addictive material. It's keep you going to try. You're never gonna take hands back.
Yeah.
As I'm doing for 25 years, we all feel exactly the same.
We're moving on to site 29. We're gonna go see what it's doing with his piece called Childhood. He carves from a little sculptured statue, which is on his site. Oh,
It's quite a nice facial impression you can see. Yeah, he seems like a very comfortable with the figurative. Hello.
How are you tonight, Ivan?
One more, please.
Coming along very well.
Very well, very well, very well.
Very well. You're happy with time?
Yeah. Yes, it's weather is warmer.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
more good for
No,
car for.
because everybody's comfortable. Weather is warm today. Yeah. Yeah, you see, that's what, as we discussed, that's the challenge for the artist to adapt and balance the time within the days. If it is the weather, you cannot change. If it is a material, you cannot change. So
Yeah.
it's a good decision, quick decision, and how you plan your piece.
It's fantastic night. Soon.
Thank you for your time.
We'll
let you get back to work.
Thank you very much for coming down. Yeah, to speak.
Site 30 back here.
You can see a little model on the top.
Yes, another one. That
Yeah,
the model.
Yeah.
They're following the model.
This is Vadim Polin, and he's Star Space Bird. He was out here working earlier.
That's an interesting
piece. Yeah.
different between the different artists is that they some of them work from photographs and templates,
Absolutely.
and then some of them sculpt from a what do you call that?
The model. They make the model, mini model of that. I've
Yeah.
seen in the competition quite a few sculptors. They have their own model. So I think it's easiest way to understand the depth.
Yes.
So sometimes if you have a 2D picture, so you are without knowing you are sticking into the front impression only. So when you have a 3D model, you always go around and understand the depth, which is quite good, I think. Yeah, but standing, I can see it's got interesting sculptures. You have different, very straight line and straight cut.
Okay, let's move on and go check out our last two pieces. Which this is going to be a
Yeah, we're
little
coming to-
distance for us.
Coming to the end. It seems to go quicker each night.
Yeah. You get to know the road. Yeah.
I think the two nights we were doing this show, it was so cold that every minute seemed like an hour.
But today is quite good. Like you said, it's weather. It's amazingly reflect the internal carving.
The first up here and go around the he's at site 22. This piece is called Tornado. We'll see if they're out here working tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. There was only one of those sites was lit when I was here an hour ago, and it looks like both sites are dark now.
Yeah, they're dark. Both sides are dark. But they lost the power? Or?
No, I think they just unplugged their lights when they leave.
Okay, I think, yeah, probably.
What's that? Okay, we have to do our outro. Nancy. We have to say goodbye to folks.
Oh, from that we also around the corner next to Kevin McDonald is site 16 Bill Bywater, and his piece is called Ship Shape.
We're gonna go look
But
at
we're
a
going to
piece
go see
in
if
the
we
dark.
can see them. Let's see what we have over here. So this first block of ice with the sculpting, this is Kevin McDonald's. That's going to be the fire tornado. And the second site is Bill Bywater, and this will be Ship Shape. And this is his first time competing at World Ice Art Championships.
Ah,
So he has some form there.
yeah.
Yeah, shit. You don't know, we never knows what the story he's going to try to tell with his presentation.
Yeah. It looks like a
It looks like a
Viking
model.
ship.
Yeah, it's a Viking ship, maybe a model.
Do they get judged on how much ice they use?
No, I think it's down to the judge as well, because it's going to be a collective judgment. So each one, but we start sticking to the criteria. What this been asking: creativity, proportion, composition, and degree of difficulties. It doesn't matter. As I said, if you're trying to impress us at the first impression, like I said, the little bird could be tick all the boxes: degree of difficulty, the moments, proportion, so everything they can tick within a small piece if it can. It's the first impressions they're gonna get.
Okay. Well, I think we're running out of. Which camera are we on?
You're on me.
Okay. Okay, so I'd like to remind everybody that we have the Online Viewers' Choice Award be sure and be thinking about that as we go through this. Now tomorrow, the voting is going to end, I believe, at 6 o'clock. So be sure and get in there, and
Starts at 6.
the voting starts at 6?
9. Voting starts at 9 p.m. for the single pieces.
Oh, okay. I'm always
And 6
getting in
o'clock on Monday for
6 o'clock.
everybody's
Okay.
pieces.
All right. So be sure and go to icealaska.org, and there's instructions there on how to vote. And should you so desire, consider the GoFundMe campaign to raise the funds that will be the award for the artist. So not only do the viewers get to choose your choice award, you get to determine how much they get. And for those of you who mentioned last night on the comments that I wasn't wearing a hat, notice I'm wearing a hat.
No.
I offered you mine last night.
Yeah. Well, I thought I could make it through. Okay, so I guess that's it for the day 2 of the single block. We'll see you tomorrow. Be sure and tell your friends, like and subscribe to our channel. That helps us out a lot. And share the link with your friends. The more the merrier. And we'll see you tomorrow night. I'm Steve Iverson.
Nancy Durham, and we want to thank our judge tonight.
Asanga, yeah. So,
We want to thank Mr.
it's
Asinga
been a pleasure. It's been a
Yes,
pleasure
thank you
to
so
walk
much.
around, yeah. It's going to be easy for me tomorrow judging. So,
You've already been around. Okay, well, thanks, folks, and see you tomorrow night.
Good night.
good night.